The LeBronathon is in full effect for the next, hell, I guess probably all weekend. That's all you're going to hear. It's just takes on LeBron, going to Philly. Wow, how it's changed everything, the dynamics. I don't think I've ever seen so many celebrities and athletes just respond on social media the way that they responded about LeBron James going to Philadelphia. It's crazy in itself. Some of them are just in total all about it. Some are going, oh, is it a fit? And some are just kind of figuring out, damn, is this really real? Is this really happening? So this is what I'm going to do right here. I know normally these takes all about getting it in there, being short, and just making it spicy and getting you guys excited. I want to go down the list of teams that he could have gone to, and let's talk about the reasons why it may or may not have been a good fit. Let's start with LA. Bam. Yeah, the time was over. If you just look at all the comments between the fans, what the team itself wanted to do. LeBron wasn't even in the picture on there. Didn't get appreciated for what he did in the playoffs when everyone was down and he won that first round over Houston. And, so he said, oh, it's time for me to go. Okay, Golden State Warriors. Hey, you have Steph, 35, 36. You have Draymond with 32, 33. You have Horford, who's 129. And so you just look at that team. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, they got Yaxo Lindenborg, and, a dynamic player. Look forward to what he can bring. That's probably a better scenario right now than LeBron going there. And I think that was just one of those things. It just, from a longevity standpoint, from an age standpoint, what would have to happen? I think LeBron still would have had to been like the second option on that team after Steph, and not that that's a bad thing. But as we know, Steph has had some injuries over the last couple of years. And so if Steph goes down, all of a sudden, guess who's back on? It's on LeBron. So let's move on from that. Cleveland, the hometown. Cleveland fans, I know you're excited about the opportunity for LeBron to come back. And hey, let's never say never. He signed a 2-year deal. Maybe he tries to get back to Cleveland after all of this. But with Cleveland, yeah, okay, you have the beard. Enough said right there. Well, no, I'm not even going to do it like that. Yeah, you have James Harden. But you go back there and guess what happens again? It's LeBron James's team. You go there, it's a total disruption. And it truly is. When he's going to be in Cleveland, LeBron is always going to be the guy who gets talked to, the guy who's going to have the interviews after the game. And let's be perfectly clear, that is Spider's team at this point. And it should be. He's deserved it. He's put a lot of work in. He's gotten these guys a couple of great winning seasons, and he's invested in the community. So going there, and I'm not saying that LeBron just, saying, hey, I don't want to be there, but just looking at that picture overall, it wasn't a good fit. Now we look at Miami. Hey, he's won some chips in Miami. Giannis is down there now. You got Bam. Yeah, Giannis, and you got Bam. Yeah, Wiggins. Wiggins is Wiggins. But I think Wiggins' best years are behind him. So they have a lot of pieces that they would have had to add for LeBron to go there. And if you look at the way that team would have been set up, yeah, LeBron would have been that point forward on that team. But again, if one player goes down, all of a sudden it's back on LeBron. Don't think from a logistics standpoint, from position to position, that was going to be a scenario where LeBron, playing the three and looking at what those guys needed to do to win. It really wasn't just a positional scenario that was going to fit for what LeBron was trying to do and moving forward with that team. And so, and we look at that hard, man, because, what's he going to do? He's going to go down there and try to put all that in there again for someone who didn't really appreciate him in Pat Riley? No. So he had to really look at that big picture. And so there you go, Philadelphia, man, Philly, they have the rookie Edgecombe. They have Maxey, who's balling out. They got Jaylen Brown, who had the best season that he's ever had in the league. And he's coming there with a chip on his shoulder. And then you have the process, Embiid. Now, I know Embiid has had some injuries over the last 29 years that he's been in the league. But if you just get a 50% of Embiid in the playoffs, you get another big body down there who's willing to commit just to bang and go in there and get those fouls, take that pressure off Embiid having to be that guy all the time in the center position. It's a great thing. And I've said this in one of my other takes. LeBron playing the four, that's really something that I can't see him wanting to do all the time because he's mentioned it in the past, and I've said this before, that he doesn't want to bang with those big bodies down there. Maybe it's a little bit different now that he's in this stage of his career. He's a big fella. Let's not act like LeBron's not big. 6'9", 270, 280, whatever he is at this point. I'm liking this. I'm liking it 1,000% because now when LeBron sits down, you're not losing any of the energy. You're still getting points from somewhere. You're getting points from Max. You're going to get those points for Brown. Hey, Edgecombe, him coming in there, you're going to get those points. So there's not going to be a dip off when they're switching those players in and out. And so I don't know if he knew this is what he was going to do, but when he looked at all those different pieces of all those other teams, he said, this is going to be my chance for me to go there. Philly's a great sports town, the battery thing. And yeah, but, you know, those guys appreciate what they got when they have it. And all they want him to do is work hard. Now, am I going to sit here and say, hey, this is championship or bust? Well, that's what every player, every team. I mean, hell, anytime you come out and begin a new season, it's 0-0. So, yeah, it's championship or bust with everybody. So, whatever you guys you keep talking about, he's not going to win a chip next year. You know what? A lot of players aren't going to win a chip next year. A lot of them, guys. That's how this sports work. Sports altogether, not just basketball, sports everywhere. Somebody wins and somebody loses. Hey, and you, Michael Jordan. God, I can't believe I brought up this Michael Jordan. Yeah. Guess what? For the seasons he's played, he's lost more seasons than he has won. Was Michael Jordan only in the league for 6 years? No, he was in there for 20. So that's 14 years he didn't win a championship. So if you guys put that in your noggins, come on, man. That's how it works. That's how it worked. Yeah, that's 6-0, man. That was great. It happened when it happened. Hey, sometime lightning strikes and it strikes and it strikes and it strikes. And in that situation, it did. But just to sit here and say, if he doesn't win, you know what? What the OKC didn't win last year. So are they giving up on winning now? Are they just a horrible team? No. That's the Spurs. They didn't win last year. Are they going to be a horrible team? No. You try every year to get better. So going back to with this LeBron thing, hey, he's going to give it his best all. Maybe if they'd gone down to San Antonio, it would have been a good fit. Don't know what that situation looked like, but he's not going there. He's landing in Philly. Hey, this is your guy, MP. This is No Safe Takes. You guys let me know what you think. But this is a good decision for LeBron. Should he have gone to some of those other teams? I can't wait to hear what you have to say. And I hope it's a lot. Make sure you follow me everywhere at No Safe Takes _. This is your guy, MP. And I'll talk to you soon. Peace.